Hello, my name is Calvin Leatherwood, and I'm here to talk to you today about the 16th President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a very important president for the United States, mainly because he united a divided nation. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in Kentucky. He was born into a family of farmers. Even though Abraham Lincoln came from a poor family, he found ways to teach himself how to read and write. He eventually put himself through law school, where he earned the nickname Honest Abe. President Abraham Lincoln then started his political career. He became a senator and then soon, in 1960, won the presidential nomination for the Republican Party. And March 4th, 1861 is when he won the election and was inaugurated as the President of the United States. He was inaugurated, which means he was inducted or was made or brought into the office of the President of the United States of America. The Civil War was fought during Abraham Lincoln's presidency. Civil War is when a nation is at war with itself. The American Civil War pitted the North versus the South, and Abraham Lincoln was the president for the northern states and had to find a way to unify the nation. During the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln passed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. Now, the Emancipation Proclamation freed all of the slaves in the southern states. The American Civil War lasted from 1861 to 1865. After the Emancipation Proclamation was passed in 1863, the war raged on for 2 more bloody years. Now, after the war was over and the North beat the South, Abraham Lincoln was elected to his second term in 1865. So after the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. Now, assassination means when an individual kills another important individual. President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated on April 14th, 1865. President Lincoln was assassinated by a man named John Wilkes Booth, who was an actor. President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in the Ford Theater while watching a play. President Abraham Lincoln only served 1 term as president, but his term was very important for American history. Abraham Lincoln unified the North and the South during the Civil War, combining them into one peaceful nation once again. President Lincoln is one of the most important and influential presidents in the United States of America. So now we're going to review for our timeline activity. What I will do is I will review all of the images I presented throughout my lesson, and during the activity that will be placed on our word wall to help you do the activity. So President Abraham Lincoln, the topic of our subject, was born February 12, 1809. He was inaugurated in his first term on March 4th, 1861. During his presidency, the Civil War was fought from 1861 to 1865. Civil War is when a nation is at war with itself. For example, in the American Civil War, the North was fighting the southern states. During the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln passed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. Now, the Emancipation Proclamation helped free the slaves in the southern states. It also helped to unify the states and unify the country. After the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated on April 14th, 1865 by John Wilkes Booth. So what a timeline is a list of historical events Now these events are in historical order, or it's in order from when they happened longest time ago to nearest. For example, you can do a timeline for anything. A timeline for yesterday. I could say I woke up at 8 a.m., ate breakfast at 9 a.m., did homework from 10 to 12 a.m., ate lunch at 1:30, worked out from 3 to 4:30, ate dinner at 5 o'clock, and went to bed at 9 o'clock. That's a very simple timeline. Now for this activity, you're going to have to fill out the sequential or historical events of Abraham Lincoln's life. To assist you, I have created a word wall, where I will place the pictures I talked about in our lesson on the word wall. So first, I'm going to place Abraham Lincoln up there because he is the subject of our lesson. Now, the order that I place these in are not in historical reference order, but they will help you with your activity. Next, I'm going to place the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Next, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, April 14th, 1865. Abraham Lincoln's first inauguration, March 4th, 1861. The Emancipation Proclamation, which Abraham Lincoln passed during the Civil War, January 1st, 1863. And finally, when Abraham Lincoln was born, February 12th, 1809. So now I'm going to give you a quick overview of how this timeline activity is laid out. As you can see, it starts at 1800 and ends at 1870. The first arrow starts here, and I have included sentence stems to help you with your activity. For example, the first line says, blank was born on February 12th, 1809. Now, if you have any problems with that, all you would simply have to do was look at blank was born on February 12th, 1809. Look at our word wall. Well, who is the subject that we're talking about? Well, Abraham Lincoln is the subject, but what year was he born? Born February 12th, 1809. And that is a overview of our lesson. If you have any questions, please let me know. Do you have any problems?
Yes, I need help with this one right here.
Okay. Blank was the president during the blank war. Okay, who was the subject of our lesson today?
Abraham Lincoln?
Yes, very good. Abraham Lincoln, write that down. Okay. No, so Abraham Lincoln was the president during the blank war. Now, what war did we talk about that I talked about in our lesson?
The Civil War?
Yes, ma'am. Write that down. Can you tell me what Civil War is? It's when?
A disagreement between like two parts of a country?
Very good, very good. Now let's see how our student Amber did. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809. Very good. President Lincoln was inaugurated March 4th, 1861. She misspelled inaugurated, even though it was up on the word wall. She used invented spelling, but that's okay. This is the one she had a problem on. I directed her to the word wall to help her find the subject of our topic, which was Abraham Lincoln, and then also which war? The Civil War. Now, that concludes my lesson for today. Thank you. Have a very good day.